Hello, and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me. Today, we're actually going to unbox something new, something for the first time. So for those of you who aren't as into DnD or Pathfinder or role-playing games, feel free to skip this video if you like, or if you kind of want to see what the big hype is, then definitely stay with us. For those of you that did click on it and decide to watch, my guess is you are players, or you've thought about playing, or if you're like me, you kind of always had this stigma of it being guys, nerdy guys in the basement with their parents and their friends, and they're doing this weird kind of role-playing game, and there's been a lot of bad stigma with that. But over the years, after being married to my husband, he kind of introduced me into this world. He started with Pathfinder, and then slowly we worked into some D&D as well. And it turns out that if you have a good imagination and you like any kind of imaginative things, such as writing or art or poetry, or if you ever just sit there and you're washing dishes and your mind just kind of goes off into another world and suddenly you're a Cinderella in this horrible situation, or whatever the case may be, then this is something for you. This is something that can be a lot of fun. There are a ton of rules and it can get kind of stuck in the mire if you don't find a good group to play with. We do a at-home campaign game here, and the people we have know I'm not so good with the rules. I know all the basic ones, like how much you can move and so on, and how to do the stats for things and the life meters and whatever. But the really teeny minutia, that's my husband. He steps in and he tackles that, and we have books, of course, that explain all of that. And then instead, I just come up with the story. I either do pre-made campaigns and then I add my own flair into it. I try to add some real world stuff into it too. So if they're shooting at boars, I actually purchase targets with boars on them. And I have those little guns that shoot the little, rubberized bullets and to hit the targets. And so I kind of make it a little more real world. If they buy a potion, they actually get a vial, that kind of thing. And so we just have a lot of fun. And so over the years doing these kinds of campaigns, I, of course, would just go ahead and purchase everything I could and would just say, this is what it is. Had no idea that somebody had already come up with an entire campaign in a box, and that every month they'll send you all the little minifigures you need, plus some extra goodies, all the different kinds of stickers, the maps, everything. And it all comes conveniently in a box. Who knew? So now I subscribe to Dungeon in a Box, and this will be the first time I've done a campaign with this, so I'll have to keep you updated and definitely come back and see each month when I get these. I'll give an update on how our campaign is doing. So this was the very first box, and what I like about this subscription is that they're big on starting you out with the first one. So here it is, March. I actually subscribed in February, but again, with all things, COVID has slowed down shipping. But regardless, instead of it being, the second or third part of the campaign, they start you off with one, knowing that you haven't started it yet. So the nice thing is we haven't missed anything by it now being March when we play. And so whenever I open it up, it's got a little pamphlet here. It looks like this is Voyage of the Fallen Star. The Star Tide is the campaign that's going on right now. And inside this booklet, it looks like it's got the actual adventure itself and the stats for all the creatures you fight. It looks like there are some minis in here, so I bet this is going to be spoilers for those of you who are planning on playing this later, which is why my husband's nowhere near here, so he doesn't hear spoilers. I'm betting this is going to be one of the main bad guys for this part, because he's kind of big and kind of ugly, and he's got a huge base, and usually in the game, if they've got a very large base, it means they're a big creature. And then, let's see, there's also a cute little piratey mini. And there's, I cannot even begin to pronounce this, but a species. Now, obviously, you would need to paint them, and they give you an idea of what they would look like painted. And thankfully, my husband is good at that kind of stuff, so he would probably have a great time painting these. Now, you don't have to use all of these. Some of these were just extras for fun. I'm pretty sure the big guy, though, will be required in the game. I don't plan on painting him. I plan on him being exactly how he is right now. And everybody will just use their imagination. I also usually print off a picture from online what they look like, and I'll probably hold that up. But it looks like you also get some cute, oh, these must be the characters. So you have all of the little characters that come in this little sleeve. Oh, that is nice. And they feel like a kind of plexiglass. So not stickers. They look like they might be stickers, but instead they're like a plexiglass. And then it looks like, yep, here's the bases with them. So you'd put them on these little bases, and then you could put them around your maps and everything. So that's really cute. And then because this is the Voyage of the Fallen Star, you get, of course, what's called a star compass. And I knew about this because I had looked online ahead of time when deciding if I was going to purchase this box or not. What's neat is it's nice and it's hard, thick kind of cardboard. It's not very thin. And then inside, on the back side, you can see there's like these little slots. In these slots, as your people, as their characters are defeating things and looking for things, they will get what are called fragments. And then you've got little stickers that you can then peel, and then they can put on the back of this compass that give them different boosts. I think that's a lot of fun. Whenever you play Pathfinder, you get boon sheets at the end that give you little boons for the next time. So I think it's a lot of fun that they give you this like this so that you can just carry it around with the compass as you go. And then it looks like there's also a little sticker for as they find fragments of the compass. They get these little stickers to kind of complete their compass as well. So those are really, really cool. It looks like you also get some a NPC, a non-playable character. And it looks like in this particular adventure, they'll get to choose one or the other. And they give you little cards with the stats. And so we've got a very handsome Hawkshaw that they can choose, or a very creepy looking Sindril the Stargazer. Why do they have to be so creepy? And then depending on which one the people at your table choose to select, they get to pick headquarters for them. So you've got a sticker that is Hal's headquarters, or you've got a sticker that is Sindril's headquarters. And these little stickers get attached to one of your maps. So I'm excited about this because one of the things I've always hated about GMing, Game Master or DM, Dungeon Master, of the games is I have to create the maps. And unlike my daughter, I am not artistic at all. And so it's nice that they have them pre-made. So you've got beautiful, beautiful boat maps. And then it looks like there's a section here where you would put the sticker of whichever NPC they choose to play with. You put their room, their headquarters there. So as they're moving across the board and go to check out their room, they're in the appropriate room. So I think that's really cool. And on the back, they've got the entire sea map. Because again, this is the very first one. So we got to get a good map of where we're going and what all we'll see. So I think that's beautiful and super cool. They have also what looks like the docks, because before you board a vessel, you of course are going to need to be on some docks. So they've got that. Again, all color, very beautiful. The grid work you need to know moving one square at a time or however many. At some point, there must be some kind of dungeon they're going to be in, because there's also the beautiful dungeon map. And then what's also cool about this box that I saw when I did research, and one of the reasons I really was all about it, is I try, like I said, to make it as real world as possible. Well, what they've done with this box is they've created 3D little pieces that you can put together, and you'll fold them together to make like little boxes and skulls and stuff that stand up on your map. So like in the dungeon, I'm assuming is where all of these will go. And so I'll have to assemble them, of course, but then when they're going through, it's not just a two-dimensional flat map they're walking across, as beautiful as it is. They'll have these little 3D objects that they can look inside of or walk around or even maybe pick up and use to throw at something. So I really like that. I think that's super fun. And so, yeah, just looking at the little pamphlet, it tells you everything if you want to pause the video and read in more detail of everything that's included in this box. But yeah, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll get the next one next month, obviously, and I'll let you know how our guys are doing. We don't actually have any women at the table other than myself right now. I highly encourage you, though, to give it a try. Just try. Find a good place. It's all about if you can find people who like the story more than the minutia of the rules. And it's a lot of fun. So stay tuned for next time, guys.